The views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the policy or position of ONTV's management, staff, or board of directors.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah, baby. Good morning.
Good morning.
And now it's time for another episode of
Talking Nude.
Wouldn't it be great if everybody just took off their clothes and ran around outside in the parking lot?
Talking Nude.
You know, we could go jumping, skinny dipping. The weather's been 80 degrees, and then
Talking Nude.
it's 60 degrees, and we're outside talking nude outside in the water. And
Talking Nude.
it's just crazy, man. Like, you just never know. Like, we're just going to take off our clothes and be...
Talking Nude.
The whole world will be running around in their birthday suits and just be all... It'd be just all...
Talking Nude.
You just never know, like, if we are or not. You just don't know.
Talking Nude.
Yeah.
Talking Nude.
Yeah.
Talking Nude.
What up?
Talking Nude. Talking Nude.
Boom, wow, wow. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to another fabulous, spectacular, fantastic episode of
Talking Nude.
where we talk live, uncensored, uncut, unfiltered about pretty much whatever the fuck we want. Why? Because it's...
Talking Nude.
And I am one of your hosts, Jason A. And this is my beautiful host, also, Mrs. Kathy A.
And wife. Don't forget to put that. I was waiting for that title.
And wife. She had to make sure I put the title there. And
How's everybody this morning?
how is everybody?
Today it's a new moon. It's Monday. It's a new super moon in Taurus, you guys.
Yes, it is.
So if you're going to be starting projects and new goals, now is the time.
To start your goals.
Yes. And you have the power of the moon behind you because it's a new moon. So it's time for new beginnings, you guys.
Speaking of weather, what the hell was going on with the weather this weekend? Like, it was so bipolar.
That is a weird filter.
Isn't it cool?
I don't know.
I think
Is
it's
it?
pretty, I think it's pretty trippy.
Oh, yeah. It's trippy, all right.
Yeah.
He's filming on
Yeah.
TikTok and the filter is filtering. It's
Filter.
interesting. I am so sleepy, you guys, this morning. I feel like I just want to go to bed. I
Yeah.
don't know why, because last night we went to bed pretty early. I don't know why.
I went to
I'm so
bed a little bit after
sleepy.
you did, like about 12.
I was like out of there. I slept until about 5 until my body was like, bitch, get up. I hate that though, because I didn't have to be up till 6. I like to sleep into my alarm. I hate my alarm, like when my body wakes me up before my alarm goes off. Because I try to go back to sleep. I was like, hell yeah, it's time for me to go back to sleep. I got a whole hour to go. I went up to go to the bathroom. And my body was like, no, bitch, that's not happening today.
Well, at least you have a good ringtone now, and it don't sound like a prison chow horn, like chow ha horn.
This
Before
is
that shit
true.
was like, eh, 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 eh.
That was so long ago. It was like
And
back in our
Now
old
it's like,
apartment.
now it sounds like you're like a,
That's 2 phones ago. That's like 2 iPhones ago.
now it sounds like you're like a Jamaican resort operator or
Dun,
something.
dun, 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 dun,
Be like,
dun, dun,
yeah,
dun, dun,
man.
dun, dun. That's what it sounds like. something like
Yes,
that.
good morning. Wake yourself up, Mrs. Kathy. You
Okay, you're weird.
know? But no, the weather was fucking bipolar this weekend. Like,
I am tired of this up and down. I just wanted to be consistent. I
Yeah,
just need
it would
some
be nice.
consistent,
consistent.
nice, sunny weather. It makes people feel better. Also,
Yeah,
people want
right.
to come out. We have so much going on,
Right.
like just weather-wise, where people's allergies and stuff. So it's like we just need some warm weather. Mother Nature,
Yes.
give us some warm, positive weather here, so people's allergies
I
can
agree.
stop acting up
I
and
agree.
people can be in a better mood so they can go to work in a better mood. Everybody feels good when it's warm outside.
Well, we have some really good news that we got over the weekend as well. First off, I didn't know if I was going to be able to attend this little function, but we got recognized
We
by Orient Network Television. We got actually
Oh my God.
Podcast of
See?
the
I'm like
Year.
sleepy. This is crazy,
We
y'all.
got like Podcast of the Year. That's like huge. You know what I mean? Like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Couldn't have done this without my beautiful wife, Mrs. Kathy,
You're so
and
silly.
Ian and Joey and Joseph and Tracy. And shout out to everyone that's really been a part of the show, like been a guest on there too. You know, we've had so many guests: Stretch Money, Gianni, Jacob Bebops Gibson, Tone Gotti,
KPZ.
KPZ, Mike Blue, Ridgix.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And we had a lot of fucking people on there.
Lourdes.
Yep, Lourdes. Shout out to Lourdes. But yeah, we
Who
won
else?
Podcast
RB.
of the Year. How do you feel about that, dear?
Good. It's nice to be recognized for just being ourselves.
It was. You know what I mean? Like, and
Sorry, y'all. I'm just so sleepy. I just don't understand where it's coming from.
And the
really.
funny thing is, we didn't do it for an award. We did it because we actually
Honestly, we didn't even know we were getting an award till literally a
Yeah.
couple days before.
Yeah, we really didn't. Like, they called and was like, well, we really wanted you to come, but actually we're,
You're going to be getting an award. We're
gonna be
like,
getting an
oh.
award, and we're like, and I felt, I ain't gonna lie, I felt bad. I was like, okay, if I don't show up, and then Kathy was like, you only get one chance like this, and being recognized for something like that, and she's right because
It's the truth
you
because we
know,
didn't expect it.
we
So
did
it
it.
was nice. It was a
Yes.
very nice feeling to be recognized for just being ourselves.
So shout out to ONTV, man, appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Yes, we're live, brother. We're live. And so we got Podcast of the Year on ONTV, and got this really cool plaque. I should have brought it today too. It
Yeah,
was
you should have brought the plaque.
I
But
didn't bring
everybody
the
on
plaque.
Facebook on mine saw it. We
Yeah,
get like
it's like a marble
how
plaque.
many
with-
likes on Facebook? And
I don't even know.
congratulations.
We got a lot of shout outs and a lot of congratulations on
yeah.
there.
Facebook.
We've had Gabriel, Sincerely Yours on there, which
Oh yeah, that was one of our first ones.
yeah,
that was fun.
honestly, that's one of my favorite episodes. One of them, because like it was hilarious, bro. Like
We have 86 likes and 4
Ooh,
shares.
86 likes.
and 4 shares for our post.
You know what's funny?
about
We
it.
don't even do it for the likes either. We just do it because we just do. We like talking nude. Today I got a little bit of clothes on, but usually I'm really full starking nude in here.
You're so silly.
Birthday suit, just running around, flopping in the breeze. We watched a movie over the weekend.
Oh my god, it was so hilarious.
It was hilarious. So the movie we're speaking of was called No Hard Feelings. It had Jennifer Lawrence and this new upcoming actor. I don't know who he was, but he was kind of nerdy. And Matthew Broderick and his wife basically propositioned Jennifer Lawrence to date their son and deflower him basically before he went to college, get him out the room. And
out of his show.
that shit was hilarious. Like, no spoilers, but that shit was hilarious. There was one scene on there where they're in the van. That's all I'm gonna tell you. They're in the van, and my goodness, I couldn't have asked for a funnier scene. It was hilarious. What was your favorite part in the movie, Dare? There were so many funny physical,
Yeah,
comedy
literally.
scenes in there.
Probably the spraying her with mace. That was probably the funniest.
And then there's another movie out called Sinners with Michael B. Jordan. Haven't seen
We
that
haven't
yet.
seen it yet. So
I do want to see it. No spoilers. I heard it's really good, but then I also heard it's a ripoff of another movie. I mean, everything is a ripoff of something now, though. Or it's an homage or a tribute or a reboot or a fucking prequel or sequel. And I'm just going to say it. George Lucas, I love you, bro, but you shouldn't have done so many damn spinoffs on Star Wars. I'm lost now. They have way too many spinoffs of Star Wars. I'd never cared about Andor. I could give a fuck less about it.
me and a client yesterday were talking about that. There's too many spinoffs on
Way
everything.
too
People need to
many.
just stop.
Well, in that case, though, they'd have to get rid of your Sex and the City spinoff. So
But that's only one spinoff. Only one. That is one spinoff. And it's not even a spinoff because this is what I think about it. I knew what they did. They took a cast of a show that was very much loved in the 90s,
right.
took the 3 main characters now, put them in a new show with other surrounding characters, but there's still a premise of Sex in the City there because we know they took the 3 friends and kept them friends.
Right.
It is a brand new show. That's why it's called And Just Like That and not Sex in the City.
Okay.
They literally took 3 characters from Sex and the City, put them in a new show with other characters, right? But you kept the friends.
Yeah.
And that's what people hang on to, including me as the viewer.
Yeah.
I do like the new characters they brought in, don't get me wrong. But it's like how they could take Blanche, Rose,
yeah.
and Sophia, and they stuck them in the Golden Palace.
Which we were going to talk about that as well.
And here's the thing. People felt the same way about And Just Like That. How you didn't really, like, it was good enough. There still was a chemistry there, But for the day and age and time with the Golden Palace, it didn't pick up like
Yeah.
Sex and the City
Because
did.
you still needed Kim
Like,
Cattrall.
and just like that did.
Yeah.
People complained about it, but they signed, here's how it's going. And I know this is how it's going. To get Sarah Jessica Parker to come back and do that show, you had to offer her a 3-season deal or a 4-season deal.
Right.
Sarah Jessica Parker is too high up there when it comes to that particular show. So I understand. They took it and said, okay, come back. We'll give you guys this million. Because people love Sex and the City. You got to remember, they did 2 movies after the show, too, also. Sex and the City movie 1 and 2. And those movies
I've
were,
yet to see. I'm not even going to lie. I've not
honestly,
seen them.
those movies were garbage. But I'm being honest.
That's probably why I didn't fucking see them.
They were garbage, but I still love them because it's my Sex and the City girls. And you have all 4 girls in both movies. And then, and just like that, they're taking, because I listened to the podcast that, what's his name? Patrick. Oh my God, what is his name? One of the creators of the show. He has a podcast and just like that. He is literally, what I like about it is he's taking the criticism from the viewers and listening to what we want. Season 2, they came back out last year. Season 2, they did better by listening to us and saying, okay, do you guys want this in the show and not this? And they're coming back with season 3 now. I like the fact that he's smart enough to listen to what the people want to keep the money rolling in and to go.
And
and to
honestly,
keep
that's
going.
what you got to do with these TV shows. Listen to the fans. Because
Yep.
like, there's a lot of shows. Like, we just watched Mythic Quest on Apple TV. And the way they ended it was horrible. It was like an incestuous brother-sister thing.
It was weird.
But then they changed it up and changed the ending so that they didn't make out, that they just like went about their business and kept it moving.
And they kept their professional relationship
Yes.
and what's her name decided to stay in that. I like the way they ended it where they just got back to work.
And Mythic Quest is a great show. If you haven't seen
And it was funny, you guys. It was funny. Could they have carried it some more seasons? I
Yes.
think they could have. But of course,
what
it's hard for people to
Yeah.
catch on to shows. There's so many choices these days. So,
with that, and the actress that played her, her name's Charlotte.
oh
and,
yeah, she had a baby. So how are you going to explain that?
She got pregnant in real life, so it's like, how are you going to do that without adding Storm, which was the character of the baby father?
Yep,
You know
that's
what I'm saying?
true.
And he was in another country, like Scotland.
I
or
wouldn't have
Ireland
minded
or
if they
something.
would have let her go over there. You know what I mean?
But
And
then
ended
what would
the
the
show.
but what, that, I mean, that would have been cool too. That
You
would have
know,
been a good ending.
the last little hugging scene they had, and she could just went over there, and they could have just ended it just like with the blonde chick and the what's his name from in Sunny Philadelphia.
You're talking about the guy that played cricket.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they would have just ended it with that scene of how she now becomes his boss, and then ended it with what's her name and him hugging at the airport,
Yeah.
I would have been satisfied with that too.
Yeah.
You know, them ending it there, and then ending it with
David Hornsby. That's his name. Yeah.
with what's her name and David Hornsby, it ending like that.
Yeah.
You know, sarcastically, I would have been like, oh, okay. But I liked it, this ending way better. It was,
Way better.
thank God.
It was
Just-
more satisfying because
yes.
here's the thing, and not trying to spoil it, if we did, hopefully we haven't, but basically they all work at this video game company, and the guy that creates It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he's on there, and him and this other girl, they're creating this video game together, and they're like a brother and sister. So they argue and they bicker, but there's like a little bit of like brotherly, sisterly love, I guess you could say.
And then
But-
at the end of it, they try to make them kiss. And
Yeah.
that was so ick.
No, they didn't try. They made them kiss. And
Well, it was a try because they redid it.
Yeah, they redid it
Because we, as the fans, absolutely
we
hated
were like,
it.
ugh.
It was.
It was
It
like
was
a sucked
gross.
into a lemon.
You cannot take two characters, make them like brother and sister, and then for the series,
Yeah.
not season finale,
Yep.
series finale, you end it with them kissing. Gross.
Yeah, it was awkward because Rob McElhenney's like up there in age, and then you got her who's only like probably mid-20s at that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
It's just the dynamic of the whole thing from the beginning. That's why it was like you took something that was like brother and sister professionalism
Yep.
into something totally different at the last minute. No, you can't. You can't just throw that in there.
But it's
It
like-
was like they threw it in there.
It was unexpected.
It was they threw that shit in there. That was just like bad writing.
Unexpected and unnecessary. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly,
Thanks for the likes, everyone. Thanks for the gifts. Thanks for the follows.
I just can't. I just couldn't with that.
But
But
it's just
that,
like-
but I like the fact they redid it and it turned out wonderfully.
But that's also like with the Golden Palace, right? I didn't like the theme, how they
The theme song.
they upgraded the theme song for the Golden Palace, and they were like, "Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being
I can get over that part.
No,
I can
it
get
was
over
so
that part.
cheesy.
Here's the thing. I think that it had good writing. It
did.
did.
It had good writing.
It did have. I think they just needed an older instead of what did I say before? I said they needed an older gentleman in there.
Yeah, they need an older gentleman instead
Yeah.
of Don Cheadle.
Yes.
No disrespect to Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle's the shit. He's been in the fucking
Yes, but he
Ocean
could have
11
been.
movies.
He still could have been the hotel person,
Iron
but
Man movies.
they could have had like an extra older person come in and be like cynical.
Yeah.
They just needed somebody to be like a cynical Dorothy. Because
Yeah.
other than that, to me, I thought it was good writing. But I understand what the fans were at. The fans back then were like,
What the
"Where's
fuck is
Dorothy?"
this? Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Versus now,
they brought Dorothy in a couple episodes too on Golden Palace.
did they?
Yeah, she tried to take Sophia back to the nursing home, and
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yep.
But the problem is, people still act like, "Where's my stuff at?" Just
Yeah.
like, and just like that, people still want Samantha. She did a
Yep.
cameo last season, but people know the feud in real life so badly that it's like, Kim Cattrall is not coming back, you guys. She basically said it.
but here's my thing: Kim Cattrall ain't all that in a bag of chips.
But I can see, like, when I watch
She
Sex
really
and the City
isn't.
now, I can see the seasons where I can see it now because I've watched it so much. Starting in season 3 is when they started not to like each other because you can see it on screen
For real,
through their mannerisms. Their first 3 seasons, the first 2, you could tell they were friends
right?
because their mannerisms were so different,
Right.
like friendlier.
Okay.
Like it was a natural. That's what grabbed the audience. But season 3 and above, you start to see their mannerisms towards each other. Like they're both great actresses, pulled it off wonderfully because you wouldn't have never guessed. But you could tell through their eye contact. They both wouldn't look each other in the eye when they're acting.
For real?
Yes. You have to really watch the show to figure out their mannerisms. had
She
changed.
analyzes the shit out of that show because I mean I've watched it, but I never really thought of it that deep.
But it took me a minute though because I didn't really notice it either until like one day I'm watching. I'm like, I can tell their mannerisms. Like they're rolling. You could tell they're doing this, honey. They're like
Oh wow.
at each other on screen. You can tell it.
Wow.
And it's just like, but they're acting the shit out. But you
I
can
wonder
tell.
if they did that on Friends because I know you like Friends.
That's true. And
who
you
didn't,
know,
who didn't like
Monica and Jennifer Aniston for the longest time.
Really?
Yep, because Jennifer Aniston was the hot girl and she was getting the most recognition, and she was doing all those romantic comedies at the time. Even though
So you're talking about
Courtney,
Courtney.
she was more established than Jennifer Aniston was, but unfortunately, who looks better?
On camera, yeah.
And Jennifer Aniston did.
I mean,
And
even
she
in the
got
Scream
paid the
movies,
most.
Courtney Cox didn't look good. Like I didn't
Right.
think she looked good.
Correct. But they ended up squashing it over time, but it still came down to Jennifer Aniston got all the attention. And
Yeah.
then she got paid the most, and then everybody else afterwards got paid.
If we
a
could
lot.
get Jennifer Aniston or Monica on the show, what kind of question would you ask them?
Okay. Okay.
Ooh, I put her on
Who
the
would
spot.
I want on the show? The question is, who would I want on the show more?
Jennifer or Monica?
Monica for me.
Okay.
And the reason that why I would want Monica is because of the fact of, to me, Jennifer Aniston has always been one note. She's funny and comical. She's a great romantic comedy type person. Or just comedy. Like she has this one show now, I think on Apple TV that's really popular.
It doesn't
it's-
look funny to me though. It's called The Morning Show.
Yeah, it's more drama, but
Yeah.
to me, it's like, okay, Jennifer, but it still comes down to you were a romantic drama queen back then. You're kind of playing the same note.
Yeah.
I think Monica can play comedy, plus she could do drama if she wanted to. And I think she's just, to me, comes off more humbler than Jennifer Aniston. Like her energy seems different than
She did a
Jennifer
show
Aniston.
called Dirt on FX where she played a journalist that
I
kinda
heard that
like
was good, but it only made like 2 seasons.
They only made 2 seasons because it wasn't that good. The second season started to get like really horrible.
I believe that was all about good writing, though. That's the whole
Yeah.
thing about you can
Like
take
Nip
somebody
Nip Tuck was the shit.
the first 3 seasons. After that, I don't know what the fuck, because I watched it
Yeah.
all the way to the end
They
too.
did start slapping some
And
shit
it was
together.
the last 2 seasons were just like, what the fuck is
I liked
this
the Carver
bullshit?
though. That was cool. How it was like the brother and the sister. Remember the one that was dating Christian?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was the brother and the
And
sister.
yep.
Yeah.
And I did like Nip Tuck for a very long time. It was just those last 2 seasons just were absolute garbage. Well, just like, for instance, Kim Cattrall has had so many TV shows after Sex and the City. They all have flopped because just not good writing. You
Well,
can have
that
a
and
great
Kim
actress.
Cattrall is not that great of an actress.
You can have I think she's a great actress. I think that people
Sex
haven't
and
been
the
able
City.
to write for her as an actress personally. The only one that really could was Darren Star, and what is his name? What's the other? Why am I getting this wrong? I
Look
need
at-
to like Google this.
She's gonna Google it. I'm gonna
Like,
tell you my recollection of Kim Cattrall. If you haven't seen the movie Porky's, it's set in the 50s about a bunch of horny teenagers in high school, and I mean it's a hilarious movie. I seen it at the drive-in when I was a kid. Probably shouldn't have seen it when I was a kid. Hilarious movie. There was a scene with Kim Cattrall where she's upstairs with one of the teachers and basically, having sex, and she howled like a wolf or a dog, and the one guy was like, he was like joking about it. He was like, "Oh,
there we go.
And he
His
was like,
name is Michael Patrick King. There we go.
Yeah, he also
Patrick
did
Patrick
Two Broke
King.
Girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Michael Patrick King and Darren Star. They knew how to produce and have good writers for Kim Cattrall.
Yep.
Unfortunately, all these other shows have not been able to do that for her.
Because they don't have the same writers.
No, and that's what it is. You could have a great actress, but give her bad writing, and it's just end of story, end
But
of
you
show.
don't think Sarah Jessica Parker had something to do with sabotaging that shit? She probably didn't let her get with Michael Patrick Henry. She said, "Okay, well, we're gonna
King,
do
honey,
this
Michael
show."
Patrick King, I think I said.
Yeah, Michael Patrick King. So we're gonna do this show. And
No, what happened was I actually been doing little research on this.
Of course she
Unfortunately,
has. Of course she has.
here's the thing. I'm gonna say this on Kim Cattrall. You knew the show when you got casted. The show was a show about Sarah Jessica Parker and her friends.
Mm-hmm.
It was not about Samantha and her friends. The show was based upon Sarah Jessica Parker. Here's the
true.
thing. Well, Sarah Jessica Parker negotiated her contract. That's in everything she does, though. From her being a kid actor. She does not do sex scenes, doesn't show boobies, nothing. That's not who she is. It's in her contracts, all that shit. From the beginning. So, no, she didn't have to do all that. But when Kim Cattrall, when you signed on now, it's not in your contract. Because she's shown boobies and Porky's before and everything else.
Oh yeah, she was getting. Yeah, that was a
So-
funny movie.
In her contract, she didn't have to take off in her contract, she didn't have those kinds of clauses.
So Kim was jealous of that, you think?
Yes, Kim Cattrall felt like because she was getting naked and doing all this sexual stuff that she should be paid just as much as Sarah Jessica Parker, or even maybe more.
That makes sense, though.
And so, but Sarah Jessica Parker came on as the show is about her and her friends. And Sarah Jessica Parker is a producer too. So, yes, she's going to get paid more because she is the star of the show.
And she's also
And
married
Kim
to Matthew
Cattrall-
Broderick, so they're
and-
both very conservative.
Yes, and Kim Cattrall thought, well, I'm more established. My resume is longer, so I should get paid just as much as her. So she went to the people and asked them for a raise. They turned her down. And then after that, she says the cast turned on her because how dare she ask for more money as much as Sarah Jessica Parker. And because everybody felt like, because you got to realize in that world, Sarah Jessica Parker is a big name. And if you're acting with her and you're co-signing acting with her at the time of the show, Sarah Jessica Parker was big. How dare you? It's kind of like how Suzanne Summers had to learn the lesson too. She thought she was bigger than John Ritter. So it was like that same scenario, except for Kim Cattrall was just female. Kim Cattrall thought she was another Suzanne Summers, like I'm this, I'm that, and then
But Suzanne
out real
Summers, let's
quick.
be honest, was not as.
correct, but the ego of it.
Yeah, she
And
had
so
a huge
it was the ego of it. And Kim Cattrall felt like I should be getting paid just as much. Well, the girls and the producer of the show started to feel like, looked at her crazy, like, no, you shouldn't. The show is about Sarah Jessica Parker anyways. So, no, you're not going to get a raise. You're stuck on the contract for 6 seasons. But after that, Kim Cattrall said that everybody kind of turned on her for asking for a raise.
So that brings us to our today's topic, actually, which is funny you were talking about this. What do you think about when it comes to equality with men and females, like why women should feel like they get the same wages or the same or more? Like you said, Kim Cattrall deserved more money because she was showing her body versus a guy who might get paid more. Like, what do you think? Like,
And only have to show a booty cheek.
exactly.
Women have to show the whole
They don't
frontal.
have to show the penis or nothing. They just show the ass cheek.
Yep, and a man gets paid more than a woman.
Yeah.
Well,
That's today's topic, y'all.
you know, I'm going to say the blunt part first, and nobody's going to say, that's your fault for not negotiating that in your contract. Don't do the role. If you find out that man's getting paid more and he only has to show butt cheek, don't sign the contract. Make it in your contract where you're not doing it. That
Okay.
It starts there first.
But look at Halle Berry. Halle Berry didn't show no body
Nothing until Monsters Ball. She
until
was getting
no, no,
rang
no.
by.
Actually, she did a movie called Swordfish with John Travolta, which it was a terrible movie, but she got paid I think $1 million to show her tits.
But
She was sunbathing on a fucking chair on a roof, and it was
well,
just
she
one scene.
negotiated that.
Yep.
The thing is, she
Smart
negotiated that
negotiating,
just like she negotiated when she got rammed by Billy Bob Thornton, got an Oscar for that shit.
which was a terrible movie.
And so, and for Monsters Ball. So at the end of the day, if you don't negotiate shit, and Holly Berry did it at a time in her life where she knew she was hot shit.
She was. I will say,
And so she knew, just
yeah.
like Jennifer Lopez, to spin on that pole for Hustlers, just to do that little tiny scene in Hustlers, she got $10 million for that shit.
I bet she did.
So it's like if you know at the time that you're hot shit, then okay. Kim Cattrall,
Cash
here's what I'm
in.
saying. I'm going to say this. You didn't do what Jennifer Lopez knew she was hot in her 40s. She knew what her body was worth. So she put in her contract that she knew how much she was wanted. And I think Kim Cattrall didn't realize, she didn't get really popular until Sex and the City.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, she signed that 6-year contract before she knew how popular she could have been. But she has a banging body. And when she's doing all the nude scenes, she has a banging body. But unfortunately, you lowballed yourself before you signed a contract.
You're gonna make me watch the damn show just to see, because I never thought she was that attractive.
But for the
I
role
thought
she was
Charlotte
playing,
was.
for the role she was playing the older friend. She was the friend that was 10 years older than them.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yes. That's her premise character. Is she's 10 years older than them, and she doesn't fall into the category of wanting to get married. No, Samantha loved herself, loved fucking young dudes, liked fucking around. She just didn't, she was a career, but she just didn't want marriage. Marriage was never for her. And that's the premise she played in the show. But if she would have, she tried to go back and negotiate her contract to get more money, but it was
It's
too
too late
late.
because she showed everything.
Yes. So you can't, if she would have been hot Samantha the first 2 seasons and people would have known how
That's
popular
true,
she
'cause
was.
Back in Porky, she showed the whole 9
So
yards.
she didn't know she was hot shit before she got with Sex in the City.
She didn't have a good agent.
So exactly
Her
to tell her
agent
that,
exploited her.
you know, exactly. That
That's what
don't do this
happened.
role because this show has the potential to be
Yep.
this, and this, and you can get paid to be all new.
And that's true, because if you think about Kim Cattrall, like, I know when I think of Kim Cattrall, I don't think of Sex and the City. I think of Porky's, because that scene was hilarious. Like,
But this is true though. And so, like I said, I think she just negotiated bad for herself, and
But-
whoever's on her team negotiated badly.
she was
but
in
she
Police Academy
sees-
too, though.
But she will say all day long that Sarah Jessica Parker is not what you think. She pretends to be the good girl. I can see that about her.
Oh, of course.
You can see that, yeah. So what though?
Yeah.
But professionally,
So she's
people haven't
jealous of
said a
Sarah.
lot of things badly about Sarah Jessica Parker like they have about Kim Cattrall.
So she's jealous of Sarah, basically.
Yeah, because
But
she
should
does
be
come
mad
off
at
like the
Sarah.
good girl. She does, but
she should be mad at Sarah. She should be mad at her fucking agent
Yes.
for exploiting her and
Yes.
allowing her to show her whole
Body
body
and not
without
get paid.
getting compensated for it.
Yes.
Because I'm not showing my dick unless I get some
Correct.
money.
And Sarah Jessica Parker's been in movies since she was a child. Never had to show any of her titties, ass, or nothing, or be fucking somebody on screen. Even if it was Sex in the City, they have her kissing somebody passionately,
Yep.
and then they give you the initiation that she slept with somebody.
You're right.
That's how they play the scenes for her in Sex
Right.
in the City. Well, and she's got paid millions of dollars for that.
So
well,
why do you think that they do that, though, that double standard? Because in movies, for example, when you watch a movie, you don't really see, unless it's like, what was that movie that you like with the guy and the chick in the bondage movie?
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey.
That was
So
a great movie.
you get to see a little bit more than you would see in a movie with a dude and a female. But unless it's an NC-17 movie or X-rated movie, you're not going to see that. Why
But
do
you know
think
what?
it's a
There's
double
one scene
standard?
in Sex in the City with Richard and Samantha,
Okay.
and he does drop Charles, and we see dick. Literally.
He probably got paid a lot of money, though, for that.
Yeah, because there was a scene where he invites Samantha out, and he romances her by a pool, and he goes, "You show me yours, I'll show you mine." So she drops her dress, and then he drops his, and he's dick and all, and she's
So
coochie
they
and all.
never showed no Sarah Jessica Parker titties at all?
Nope.
Well, she didn't really have any, though, if you think about it. She was probably like a C cup, B cup, maybe.
Yeah, but she would wear all this fashion. She has a nice set of tits,
Does
nice
she?
body. Yes, Sarah Jessica Parker has a ballerina body because she was a dancer.
But why does she look like she don't when she be wearing her outfits?
Because of the fact of just depends on who's designing it for her.
Oh.
But
I always thought she didn't have any titties.
no,
Like,
she's got a nice little body. She's a ballerina body.
Okay.
But to me, it's just all about how you sell yourself. But a man's gonna get paid more just because, especially if it's a man's industry.
Okay. So you think because it's a male-dominated industry that's why the man's getting paid more money.
Yeah.
You don't think that there's talent or anything involved or the
No, it's just
contract?
the man. It's just the man.
But it could
thing.
also, like you said, be the contracts too.
Yeah. If you don't negotiate them up front,
Okay.
you know. But Sarah Jessica Parker was smarter. You can't blame her for being smarter.
Let's name another actor or actress that got paid more money, a female or a male in a movie that we can think of. Who can you think of?
That got paid more money for what? Going nude?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
oh, okay. Who went all the way nude in a movie?
A good
That
question.
got paid a lot of money. I don't even know.
Anybody know that on here?
I don't know. Besides, Halle Berry got paid a lot. Jennifer Lopez got paid a lot for that stripper pole scene.
Which honestly, Hustlers was not a good movie.
That was an awful movie.
It was an okay movie. It was,
But it
you
kind of
know-
shows a part of the strip club that's like, oh, okay. I can see how that could happen to rich men. I can.
the best movie that Jennifer Lopez ever did in my book is there's two movies, and I don't know if you guys have seen them. You probably haven't, but you might have. The Cell with Vincent D'Onofrio. She played like a psychologist and went inside the mind of a serial killer and was literally in his mind, which was really good. It was back in the day. In fact, I've been telling you about that movie. We need to watch it. But also, there's another movie she did with George Clooney called Out of Sight, which was incredible. George Clooney played a thief, and she was, I want to say, an FBI agent or something, and they fell in love. It was a good movie.
Okay, her movies to me. I've loved Jennifer Lopez movies. To be totally honest, I like her as an actress more than an artist.
Okay.
My
I
favorite
agree.
movie.
She can't sing out of a paper bag.
She can dance and entertain you.
Yes. Yes, she can.
She's like a Latino Britney Spears. I would
Britney
say
can sing, though, a little bit better than...
no. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm
No,
not saying
Jennifer Lopez
she's like
can
the
sing
best
better.
singer. Ooh, I don't know.
No, because
Jennifer Lopez is almost like Paula Abdul. Because think about how many hits Paula Abdul had back in the 80s. She didn't
yeah,
have
but
many.
Britney Spears can't sing. Oh baby, baby, how dare I suppose to know that something wasn't right?
I don't know. I like that. I'm just a slave for you.
I can't deny it. I'm
I'm
not trying to hide it. I'm a slave for you. That's all she's doing, honey. Come on. Like,
But I mean, look at Cher though. Can Cher sing?
yes.
You really think Cher?
Oh
can
my
sing?
God, yes. Because you got to go back to Sonny Bono
Well, yeah,
and
back
Cher
then
days.
she could sing, but do you
She
think
can
she
still.
can still?
Yes. Cher. There's a certain
Shout out
je
to
sais
Cher though.
quoi.
She does have a nice body still.
Je ne sais quoi about her. Cher always could sing. That was the thing. She could, and she was beautiful and sexy looking. It was like she was almost like intimidatingly beautiful. And I think that's what kept her relevant too.
So what about Madonna? Do you think Madonna can sing? Or anymore can sing?
Madonna never could sing. She was a great entertainer. And she wasn't afraid to push the envelope.
Did you hear that?
It's
She
the
said
truth.
Madonna can't sing.
Yep. Oh, going back to Jennifer Lopez movies, you guys.
Madonna can't.
No.
No.
No,
Okay,
Madonna
so
can't
look,
sing.
she had a song that I really liked. But you're right. She does have a monotone kind of voice when she sings. But I like a Prayer. And just like a prayer. No, but she also had to have a choir sing behind her. Okay, so what's another song?
And
must
you know what
be
the
my
song's
lucky
really about, right?
star. What? The Catholic Church.
No, it's not.
What's
The
it
reason
about?
why they hated that song so much because she replicated like it was church. She's talking about just like a prayer. No voice, no boy can take me there. Just like you used
An
to be. You
orgasm?
are. Yes.
Cut it out.
She's talking. Yes.
So Madonna was talking about an orgasm and like
Yes.
a prayer. I did not know that.
just like a prayer. You got to think
But
about
the
the
video
lyrics.
was like a Catholic.
That's why they hated it so
priest
much.
Who was like kissing
The
her
feet of the they call it sacrilegious and everything else. The song's about
Well,
an
yeah, because
orgasm.
there was a burning cross on there. She was
I know,
dancing with burning
but they're
crosses
talking about an
behind her.
orgasm. But to me, I like the spiritual premise of that.
Speaking of burning crosses, remember the Nas and P. Diddy video?
That's true. But let me get back to what we say about
Okay.
Jennifer Lopez.
Okay.
My favorite movie by her is most of her romantic comedies, especially the one with her and Matthew McConaughey. What was that?
What was it?
The
Run
Wedding
Up-
Planner.
The Wedding Planner.
But the best drama, you guys, with Jennifer Lopez to me
What?
is Enough.
Enough was.
Enough
I'll
was
give you that.
great.
Enough was a great movie.
That was a great
yes.
movie.
Yes. I
That
will
was
give you
a
that.
great movie. She played the hell out that part. So
The
I will
one-
say, yeah, the one where domestic violence when she was running from her husband, her and
Yeah.
her daughter. That
remember
was, and
that.
she had ended
That
up,
was like one of her first movies, honestly. Besides Money Train with Wesley Snipes
Yeah.
and Woody Harrelson.
and when she beat the shit out of her husband,
She
you
fucked
know,
him up.
yep. But she had to because other than that, he would have
Yeah.
killed her.
He would have killed her.
Yep.
I
So, but
remember
that
that.
was a great movie. But yeah, Madonna can't sing. Britney Spears can't sing. These are entertainers.
Said Madonna can't sing, y'all.
Yep,
I'm
they're
still
entertainers.
Like what?
They're entertainers, honey. They're great entertainers. And it's unfortunate what happened to Britney because Britney was supposed to be the next generation Madonna. Madonna made it through the industry because Madonna was in a class and a suit of her own, and she was just built stronger mentally, even though she had gone through a lot too in the beginning of her
Oh
career.
yeah, she was eating out of trash cans. Went to
Yeah.
New York homeless.
Yep, and
like,
got raped in New York, all
all
types of
kinds
shit.
of crazy shit.
And she made it out. Britney Spears was a child actor who just
Yeah.
was abused and mentally cracked and in her prime.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
she.
Disney was cranking out the fucking movies and series and shit. And
I think Britney Spears
lot of
just
pressure.
didn't have a good support system around her.
she did.
Because I think that she was weak-minded from the beginning, and
Yeah.
she was just a product. You have to be strong to be in that kind of industry and really last as long as Madonna and Cher. You have to be mentally strong. And you think about Madonna and Cher; these two women are still touring to this day.
I was sad though that her and Justin didn't stay together. I was really sad.
I'm glad they
But
didn't
then we
stay
would have never
together.
had Cry Me a River. That would or Toxicity. Like that would have been.
No, I
would've
don't
never
think.
heard those
I think they
songs.
put those two together because they were two good-looking white kids.
No, they were probably kicking it back in the fucking Disney.
Oh, they probably were,
days.
but that was like that kitty love shit. I don't want to see that fucking shit. I actually liked her.
No,
I
'cause-
wish
but they
that
were two Southern people together.
I wish that I wish Kevin Federline wasn't who he was because after that she just cracked.
Yeah.
I wish that she could have had two sons and a husband and could have stayed with him nicely for 10 years in divorce or something versus what he did to her. And
Yeah,
he
because
just
wasn't
cracked
he
her.
with who was he with before and he had a
Shar
baby?
Jackson
Shar Jackson
from Moesha.
From Moesha.
Literally, he was with her, had kids with her, left her to go to Britney and be her backup dancer, left her at home with the kids, everything, ditched her, didn't even fucking talk to her.
Wow.
Next thing you know, she sees Federline with Britney. And next thing you know, he marries Britney. Because they actually talked about they were both on a weight loss show together. And Shar was crying to him about it, saying, like, you did that to us. I can't believe it. And Kevin said, you're right. I was about the money and the opportunity.
You know, Jim Carrey did that too. So when they were filming the movie Dumb and Dumber. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Jim Carrey is one of my favorite actors. But he was married and had a family, and then he got with Lauren Holly from Dumb and Dumber, and they ended up dating. And I think he left his wife when that shit happened.
Damn.
Yeah.
But I heard
Well,
he
Mariah
ditched
Carey-
he ditched what's her name too?
Who?
The one that's married to Donnie Wahlberg.
Oh,
Jennifer.
Jennifer McCarthy.
Yeah.
Jennifer McCarthy.
They were dating some years, and
Yeah.
I guess he had a really close relationship with her son, and he's autistic when he was small and stuff like that. And she even talked about it on a talk show how he just left, and she said it wasn't the fact that he just left her and ditched her; it was the fact that her son and him were so close, and with him being autistic, they're used to structure.
There was a bond.
Yeah, and she just left, and he just left and never turned back or talked to her again.
Tommy Mottola did that too with Mariah Carey. He
No,
left his wife for Mariah Carey.
Yes, he did. And Mariah Carey ended up leaving him like literally with barely nothing because Tommy Mottola wanted to own her.
Yeah.
And Michael Jackson told Mariah Carey, be careful because Tommy Mottola is the devil. And I guess Michael Jackson and surprising Mariah Carey were really close friends. And one day, I guess Mariah Carey said she called Michael Jackson and said, you were exactly right. That Tommy Mottola was the fucking devil.
And she went, the crazy thing I remember was she went from like a Whitney Houston type singer to like fucking just full on out like
Singer.
like R&B, like
But he launched her career. He really did. But it was like after that divorce, I felt bad for Mariah and her career because it was like without Tommy Mottola backing her for the white audience, it was like they were not feeling her after the divorce from Tommy Mottola, which was
Right.
weird. Because then all of a sudden
no, because look who she catered to. She catered to white America.
this is true. Then she divorced, but it was just weird though how it happened. Remember how it happened? Remember it was Vision of Love, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we see this hiatus. They get divorced, and all of a sudden we see her come back with Honey and Diddy.
Yeah.
And we're like, huh? But it was still a banging album. Don't get me-
Heartbreaker
yeah,
with Busta Rhymes. I
it
think.
was still it was an album with One Sweet Day on it. It was
Yeah.
Honey, but it was still a great album. But we were just weird to see her with black people and backup dancers and
'Cause she
hip
was-
hop beats. It was
because
just
she
weird.
was catered to white America,
Yes.
just like Whitney Houston was, man.
That's true.
But Whitney Houston was ghetto as hell. Like
That
when
is
you saw
true.
her ever do an award speech or an
That's
acceptance.
true.
So was Alicia Keys. When Alicia Keys first came out, she was ghetto as fuck when
That's
she used to
true.
do her award speeches, and then all of a sudden she wasn't.
Yeah, they polished him up so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, for me with Mariah Carey, it was just weird how she went from being in white America, catered to white America, then came over to black. But I like her with the black side. I do. I personally liked Honey, One Sweet Day album, and I did like Emancipation of Mimi. That was a great album. I feel like she should have stayed with the black people in the first place. I truly do. Back when she did have those vocals, because by the time she came over to us black folks, her vocals were kind of shot.
Yeah, because white America, unfortunately, they judge fucking everything. They just do. It sucks. Like
They basically called her a whore and
they
everything.
were
else
like,
in the
"Oh,
home
you
wrecker.
went from fucking a Whitney Houston type singer to a whore."
Yeah.
Basically, what they felt like.
They called her all types of names.
But same thing with Madonna, though. When Madonna first came out, she was a pop star, but then she did that song about teen pregnancy,
Yep.
and they went after her. That was the first time they went after her.
Because it was about being able to make your own choice.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
they're like, "How dare you do that on MTV?"
I know. And
It
then
was
also
like-
too, like a virgin,
But
touch
yet
for
now
the
you
very
got
first
teen
time.
pregnancy moms and all these fucking terrible reality shows.
And they didn't like the song Like a Virgin because it was pointing out women's sexuality. Think
Right.
about it. Like a virgin, a touch for the very first time.
Right.
Like a virgin, like, you know what, how good it feels, but how dare she talk like that? Sex isn't supposed to be good to women.
But that's like I Touch Myself, that song by the Divinyls. I touch myself.
Yep. But my thing is, I guess my question is, that's another subject,
Right.
but you're a guy. Why are men taught that the Madonna syndrome, I call it, where, you ever heard of it, the Madonna syndrome?
No.
Okay. Where a man will look at his wife and say, well, that's my wife, and then she's not my whore. That's my wife. That's not my
So
whore.
that's a good question. I don't know. I've never looked at my wife as a whore. I guess that's me.
But my thing is, why is there a separate category? Some men would be like, I can't do those things with my wife because she's my wife. And then, but they'll go over here with the scallywag and do all types of
I
freaky
think
ass
they
shit.
use that as an excuse to
But
do
why
other
is
shit
it
with other
that-
people.
Why are men taught that our pleasure isn't important?
Your pleasure is important.
But no, a lot of men don't give a shit. Do you know how many sex stories I hear on TikTok and through the years in the salon where a lot of men don't give a fuck whether or not the sex hurts to the woman? They don't care whether or not she's wet. They don't care about where her erogenous spots are. They just believe that as long as they stick their penis in there, that it should be enough satisfaction for the woman. And you know where I think the men are getting it from? TV. Because on TV, think about it, honey. If you watch a soap opera, right? You'll see women, they'll kiss, mwah, 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 then, oh, yeah, oh my God, right there. No, that is not how it happens. And I think men see that and pick that up and think, oh, okay, so me just putting my dick in her is going to take her there.
Yes and no, because when you watch porn, they do fucking do foreplay before then. They do each other out and suck each other off and all that before they
But
fuck.
men don't see that as a reality thing. They see that as fantasy. They don't want to do those things in reality. But they want the woman to, though. That's what I'm saying. Why do men pick up like, oh, if I watch porn, the woman should be doing exactly what that girl on porn is doing. But if a woman says, oh, he should be doing exactly what that guy is doing on the porn, the men are like, ew, I'm not doing that. I ain't. Why?
I don't know.
Why is that taught? Why do you think it's taught?
Because there's not really a straight sex talk with the kid and the parent when they're younger. So they're like clueless to sex.
And the mothers don't want to talk about it either because most of the mothers didn't have a good time sexually either.
So there's a lack of communication there.
Yes, telling the girls that, your pleasure is important to make sure you vocalize that, and sex is supposed to be pleasure for both parties.
But it's the same
But-
thing where you're told as a woman, as a kid, that you're supposed to get married and this, that,
Correct.
and the other,
There's
and have
all these
family. There's all these
stereotypical things, yes.
Stereotypical expectations that people
Correct.
think. But if you think about how many people are actually really getting married or how many people are having kids right now, it's not as many as you think.
Correct. And those things don't even work. They didn't even work back then because I have to look at my own mother and father. My brother was born in 1977, 2 years after you. This is the 70s. My dad did not marry my mother till 1986. I was born in 82. So that means 3 kids were born, that my mama was a baby mama for 12 years. So it makes you wonder, those things didn't even work back then, those sayings about getting married. My dad didn't really want to get married. The pastor at the church said, well, you love her, you might as well just marry her.
Right.
And that's the story my dad told me.
Wow.
That, you might as well. You've been with her this long, you might as well. It's the right thing to do. Because my dad, 12 years, Graham and Kim, same thing. How long did Graham wait? Okay, Kim and Graham are how old, honey, when they got married?
That's a good question. I do not know.
Shit. But I was with Jason, put it that way. I was with Jason, y'all. And my sister's been with Graham since I was 14. And I was with Jason when I was 30. So, and they got married during that time. So 14 to my middle 30s, somewhere in there. So I had to be 15, almost 20 years before they got married. So my point is, the marriage package doesn't work for everybody.
Well,
That's not everybody's
and
solution.
Here's the thing, though. Who the fuck wants to be someone's side piece all the damn time? That's just too much work. Like, think about it. Everybody's working 9 to 5 jobs.
You don't
2 or
get a
3
lot of
jobs and a
time to
side
be
hustle.
somebody's side
You
piece
don't
these days.
exactly. When the fuck do you have time to bust a nut real quick? What are you gonna do? Go through the drive-through at Taco Bell and shit, get some head, and then go back to work? Like, it doesn't
This
work
is
that
true.
way.
But I hear from clients and also things, just little gossip I hear around. People don't even have the time anymore. They
No.
barely even have time for their full-time spouse
Hell
versus
no.
a side person. And it comes down to just the timing. Back in the day, you worked a 40-hour week job so that man or woman who's cheating had time, those extra little time to go out. Now people are working 60 hours.
Yeah,
So that extra 20 hours that you might be spending with your fling, you don't have that time anymore.
that's very true.
So it's like even that game is even changing.
There's no
But
time
you
for
guys,
pumps.
I am a firm believer.
Of what?
Instead of side pieces, I'm a firm believer. Go get you at 304. That's what they're for.
So you're giving me permission to go get a prostitute?
Because of the fact of it's not going to come back to me. There ain't going to be no babies. And if you stick with the clean brothels these days, where they literally test people and shit, like they don't fucking play anymore because of HIV and all syphilis. This is a business, so they need their workers to be clean because this is a fucking functioning business these days. It's for real out here.
So you're really giving me permission to get a prostitute if I wanted to?
Jason, if you felt you needed, yes.
Why would I want a prostitute, though?
I don't know. You might want some variety, but I'd rather you go get variety from an S worker. That's what they're for. Versus a side chick. A side chick might want to take you from me, might want to have your baby, might want to just stir up trouble because they want to.
Babies, I don't want to.
I know, but they might want to stir up trouble just because they want to. Just another bitch trying to let me know I can have your man. I got your man. Your man was all up in my shit. Da, 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 da. Nope. S workers, their function is to do exactly what they do, and your ass is to pay for it and take your ass home. Because it's just, I see how side chicks, side dudes, people just making trouble for people, messing up people's families. Because think about it. Let's say you were a guy who wife doesn't want to have sex anymore. Or she might be a person who also only wants to have sex like once every 5 months when she's in the mood, right? And you're a guy who has needs. You go out and get a side chick. This side chick now is getting jealous and all types of stuff because you're not spending the holidays with her because you with your wife and the kids, your kids have college, and you had a whole family life going on. But now this little side bitch wants to make trouble for you and blow up your whole fucking life. S worker won't do that because S worker, that's exactly what they're for. Have sex with them, pay them, that's it. They're not there to go wreck your family and all that kind of shit. There's too much to it. I'm watching it.
Professionally to do.
Yes. That's their correct.
Side chicks are like opportunists.
Yes.
Basically, they see a fucking meal ticket and go for it.
Yes. So that's why, to me, I have no problems with 304s.
Like Tiger Woods, for example. Dumbest motherfucker on the
yep.
planet.
9 women, 9 side chicks.
9 side chicks.
Like, and you wonder.
And the crazy thing is, he ain't even a good looking dude.
Thank you.
That's the ugliest motherfucker
you.
golfer I've ever seen in my life.
And guess who actually had to show his goofy ass the ropes?
Who?
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan actually taught him how to talk to women and everything because he was so fucking corny when he came out. He didn't know how to get women or nothing with all that fucking money.
He was a very corny.
Yes.
He Asian, right? Asian?
He's like Asian and black.
Yeah.
He was a corny motherfucker with all these millions and billions of dollars, didn't know how to get a fucking bitch. Michael Jordan had to show him the way, had to show him how to get girls, everything.
Well,
but he
Jordan
got
was getting
stupid.
Pussy. Michael Jordan was getting pussy, but he was more strategic and
Yes.
smart about it. And his wife knew too. She didn't give a fuck as long as she laughed all the way to the bank.
Thank you.
He would just same thing with Kobe.
Yep.
Kobe cheated like a motherfucker, and all he
Yep.
would do is just give his wife, rest in peace to Kobe, but he would like fuck around and give her another ring or some shit.
Yes, he did. But here's the catch in their prenuptial agreement. It was actually public.
What?
Here's what I would, but that's her being naive. But in the end, she's a very rich woman. In the end, her prenup was she can't cheat. He can cheat, but she can't.
What?
Or she goes back. She loses everything. Goes back to the trailer park where she came from.
Wow.
It was known fact, very out
That's
there.
some deviant ass shit, Kobe. Wow.
Yep.
In other words, I can fuck and have side chicks and
yep.
prostitutes and chicks off the street.
And if you get caught, I get custody of the kids, and you go back to where you came from with nothing.
I wonder what K-Fed and Britney's prenup was.
There wasn't one. That's why he got all the shit that he got.
That's what I
She
thought.
married him very naively. very in love,
'Cause
very crazy
he got
in
a
love.
shitload of shit. I
Yep.
remember that.
He just fucked her, right? That's what it was. That K-Fed looks like one of them white trash guys that could fuck the shit out of somebody from like, cause that's his agenda. Fuck him good, get the bag. He got the bag from Brittany. I don't fault that. I don't fault that.
He could have made a shirt that said that. Fucked Brittany, got the bag.
Yep. It is what it is. And if you don't here's what I'm
Wow.
thinking. Okay, I actually heard a great quote on the show The Game because I've been rewatching The Game because I didn't understand it
The
back when I was
game
a
didn't have
teenager.
Brittany Daniels on there.
Yes.
I like her.
It was in speaking of Brittany Daniels, she said a quote in the show
She
that
was in Joe
actually
Dirt.
she said a quote in the show. She goes, "We're not dealing with ordinary extra guys. We're dealing with the guys that aren't ordinary. We're dealing with football players. We're dealing with special types of men. So as they're women, we have to be a certain type of woman for them." And that's the thing about people who are celebrities. There is a way to do your business. Like Charlie Sheen, I admire his fucking ass. Did you know Charlie Sheen didn't pick out the women? He had people to pick out the types and everything that he wanted. They go speak to the people, make them sign NDAs, and just bring them to Charlie in the room.
Then how did
Charlie
he get
did-
blackmailed when he ended up getting?
Oh, the doctor.
Wow.
The doctor blackmailed him. He got sick of paying off doctors, his doctor.
Wow.
So it wasn't any of the females. He didn't deal with them personally. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have people go get the bitches,
Instead of
make them
you.
sign them DNAs,
That's
NDAs.
true because when I drove cabs and,
and
people
then-
wanted to go get dope and shit,
and then
they'd get
the
dope and
women
a
come
hooker,
back to you. They already signed the form through your people,
but they didn't get it. I'd have to go get it for them.
you know, because then you don't get caught up in stupid shit.
That's true.
Because by that time they come back to the hotel room, they didn't sign basically their lives away.
Right.
But you got stupid people, stupid men out here who get the money and they get messy with the money. You cannot get messy with it. They get comfortable and messy. Just like I'm going to touch a tiny bit before we get out of here because it's 24 after. But Shannon Sharp.
We got about 10 minutes.
Shannon Sharp, y'all. I don't fault the bitch. Y'all know I'm all about get that fucking bag. She's grown, y'all. I am gonna say it though. 19 and 54
Say
when
that
they
again.
met. She's grown.
No, from the beginning, what you
Oh,
just said.
I don't fault the bitch. She got the bag.
Who got the bag?
The 19-year-old. Now she's 22.
That
Bitch
fucked
got
who?
the bag.
Shannon
she
Sharp.
she fucked Shannon Sharp. Got the bag. She ain't free. She said 25,000 each cheek. Oh, those are one of the quotes that was in one of their phone calls.
Wow.
So he want to look at it. To me, I don't blame
Does
the
she even
shit.
look good though?
Yes, she's a pretty girl.
Oh.
Name is Gabriella, something exotic name. Girl is pretty. So you want to me, I guess I'm made to be a pimp because here's how it goes. You want your old 56-year-old ass with gray hair, probably gray hairs on your balls and everything else, gray hair on the chest and everything else. You want my pretty, perky booty, perky titty ass to look at your old ass for free? You think I'm really interested in your old ass when I can get a man that is 20, 30, 35, 28, 26? I'm 19. Perky breast, perky booty, smooth skin, and I'm an OnlyFans model, which means I'm taking care of my body. Oh, nigga, you coming out them pockets. You opening up that motherfucking wallet. So I don't blame her for it. She's grown. People keep talking about the age. Yeah. What they have in common is absolutely nothing, but what they have in common is what he wants is the sex and to look at her. It's what it is. I don't fault her for getting the bag, but he was messy with it. Shannon Sharp, you have enough money to have the bitches come to you, have your people go out and get them. You don't need to be having full-fledged relationships with these heifers. He got so messy in his talk too. They caught so many quotes of shit that he says on his podcast, and they put it all over the internet. He was talking about, I don't date my age, I date my wage. Okay.
Wow.
He talked about older women, talking about older women are just jealous over the young ones. He was just showing his ass. Now all those quotes are popping up. No, what you're into, keep your mouth shut. You a man with means and money. If you go and tell everybody that you're into young girls, honey, you tell one young girl, they're going to tell how many? 10. And then that
Everyone.
10's going to tell 10. And that 10's going to tell another.
That's true.
You're setting a target on yourself. You're supposed to keep that kind of stuff under wraps. Let your people know.
You're damn sure
and
she
go-
went on the world podcast.
Correct. Because now you put a target on yourself for all young women to come to you and get the bag now. You left yourself wide open for messiness. I'm not faulting him for wanting, she's grown. By the law, she's grown. by the law, and all my friends were fucking at 12. So 12 and 19, you experienced by 19. And somebody older told her ass to go get the bag. And honestly, shit, if I was to talk to a 19-year-old, I would say who an older man came up to me in the gym. Shannon Sharp came up to her in the gym and said, "Don't you know who I am?" And she said, "No." An old ass comes up to me. I even get that way now. I'm 42 when an old man hit on me. I be looking at him like, you better have some money. I'm too cute for you to be talking to. So, of course.
And I need my cut, too.
Yes. If I was telling a 19-year-old girl.
You get the bag, got to split it with the hubby.
Yep. When it come down to it, I would be an older bitch telling her to go get the bag, too. This old motherfucker want to look at me and my pretty self because what he looking at is how pretty I am. That shit costs money. So you want to look at me, open up that wallet. So to me, I don't fault any of it. I just felt the fact of, Shannon, you were supposed to keep it quiet. Damn it. Shit. Okay.
Man, as always, we always unpack a lot of crazy stuff on here. You never know what the fuck we're going to talk
And I
about.
got done in time.
You did. We're about to wrap it up, y'all. Final thoughts. Keep your fucking mouth closed about
Yes,
what
a
you
wise
like or what you
man
don't like.
doesn't tell
podcast.
everything he knows. Those are
Yeah.
Bible quotes. Also, Jesus said, don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. And if your right eye causes you to sin, gouge it out, which means keep your mouth shut.
And in this case, don't let your right head know what your left head's thinking.
Thank you. Correct.
And with that, we're the fuck out of here. We'll see y'all. We're going to be back next week?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back next week, y'all. We do have a guest lined up for Cinco de Mayo. We had one today. They ended up having a doctor appointment. But we're gonna get them in the future.
That's okay. We
It's
had
all
other
good.
stuff to talk about.
Until then, y'all have a great rest of your week. It's supposed to be, I think, 70 today, 82 degrees
Yeah,
and
something
stormy.
like that.
So get outside, enjoy it. Go bike riding. Go for a fucking walk. Get
I
some
think I'm gonna
air.
go for a
Get
walk
out of your
today.
fucking house is the thing. Get outside and enjoy the air while it's here. Because you never know. It might be fucking snowing tomorrow.
I know,
And
right?
with that, y'all, we're out of here. See you next week.
Have a good day.
That was another fabulous episode of
Talking Nude.
We talked about Jennifer Lopez, penises and Sex in the City, Kim Cattrall, who was,
Talking Nude.
and apparently she was doing it a lot, not really getting paid for it, but she still was.
Talking Nude.
And apparently Sarah Jessica Parker does have titties, but I'll never know because I haven't seen her.
Talking Nude.
But I would love to see her, just even from a side boob. Does she have like she a?
Talking Nude.
I'm thinking maybe B cup, C cup. I don't know.
You know what? I have an episode for you where you'll see that.
See y'all next week.
Bye-bye.